Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Matt from IPMNation.com sitting here at The Planet. As always, working the board is Mr. Tim Martin from CentralNHEvents.com. If you need a DJ for your event, go to that website immediately, right now, and book Tim.
Or after the show.
Or after the show. I guess you can wait till after the show. That's all right. Or during. Whatever. And I'm sitting here with the guys from Yankee Cockfight. We have Scrimmy the Dirtbag and the Mighty Junior.
What's up?
How are you guys?
Good, man. How about yourself?
Good, good. Thanks for coming in. Is it Mighty Junior or the Mighty Junior?
The Mighty Junior.
Okay, I want to make sure I get it right.
No problem.
But it's just Scrimmy the Dirtbag. It's not the Scrimmy the Dirtbag. It's just Scrimmy the Dirtbag.
It's just Scrimmy the Dirtbag.
All right, very good. From Yankee Cockfight, and it's good to have you guys on. You're very unique. You have an unusual sound for this area. So
yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody else is doing what we do, so I'm happy with that.
Exactly. Well, we'll talk in a minute, but why don't we play a track? You guys brought some tunes. What do you guys want to play?
We got a song called "The Bristol Strangler" off our new CD coming out next week.
Okay.
1978.
Okay. The Bristol Strangler.
Yep.
All right. So this is the Bristol Strangler from Yankee Cockfight here on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet, sitting here with Scrimmy the Dirtbag and the Mighty Junior from Yankee Cockfight. And we just heard, tell me about the track we heard, the Bristol Strangler. Is that based on a true story?
No.
There is no Bristol Strangler?
No,
Oh.
I
was kind of concerned.
No.
I think it just kind of is the character of where we came from. It's just kind of like an idea.
Bristol's such an odd place, and there's so many different characters. There's so many stories really to draw on that it just becomes, the song becomes a story, and the story becomes a song, sort of. Is
that where you guys are both from originally?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you meet there? Or how did you guys meet?
No, we actually grew up in the same town, and we actually had all the same friends growing up, played in the same bands, jammed with the same people, hung out with the same crowds, but we never knew each other until about
never ran into
3
each
years
other.
ago, 3 or 4 years ago, when we finally met each other.
I was playing in a band called the Grafton County Killers, and
and I was in Losers Fight It,
right?
And we sort of met in the middle at a local watering hole, and sort of started talking about the music we like. Even though I play harmonica and I've played in blues bands since I was 15. I like all kinds of music, and we sort of bonded on the Misfits and a band from New Hampshire called Scissor Fight that we really like a lot, and others, R.L. Burnside and G.J. Allen and all kinds of stuff, because in Bristol, at least when we were growing up, there wasn't much to do, so you really just either played instruments and listened to music, or vice versa. So
sure.
Yeah.
And Scrimmy, I know you're like that too, where you listen to all kinds of stuff, all kinds of influences. So you guys met a few years ago. How long has the band actually existed?
It's going to be 2 years in April.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened? How did this occur? Did you guys just decide to get together and jam, and it went well, or
no? Like Scrimmy kept talking about doing something, and I was kind of between bands. I wasn't really doing anything, and
he always wants to be in as many bands as possible.
Yeah,
which I can relate to.
And I mean, I didn't really think anything was going to happen. We were just going to hang out and play some tunes, and he called me for an actual show, and we did the show, and we've been doing it ever since.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
didn't
never
have
even rehearsed.
We
Really?
didn't even. No, we just showed
I
up.
bought the bass drum the day
Yeah.
before the show, and I was like, just show up,
Yeah.
and we'll wing it.
and we did, and I
And we
mean,
did.
you know, and I'm sure the results were, you know, to some of the people in the audience were a little weird, but you know, yeah, because I mean, it was very sloppy, but it was at the same time it was sort of a kind of release. Neither one of us really cared. We just wanted to kind of let some music out, and it sort of just kind of coalesced around that and just kind of snowballed. And so, I mean,
Here we are, 2 years later.
yeah,
Well, I was going to say, I know you guys got a lot of attention very quickly.
yeah.
Scrimmy, I remember you and I having a conversation where you were telling me you were surprised at how quickly this project had grown, and you were being offered all kinds of shows really fast.
Yeah, all the time. It's like we got to open up for some like smaller national acts like within the first couple months we were together.
That's amazing.
We
Yeah.
opened up for Till We Die, like before we even had a real set list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean,
yeah.
we
still don't really have a set list. We just
we just kind of wing it, but we didn't even have any real songs.
no.
We were just making
Just
stuff
kinda
up at
head
shows.
arrangements
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, we've gotten to play in some pretty cool places in a short amount of time. We got to play Harper's Ferry. I mean, like you don't just do that your first time in Boston, and that was really cool for us. And like we've been doing really well. Like a lot of people have taken us under their wing, and like in that exchange, like our fan base is growing. So we've had an opportunity to notice a lot of other bands that like have been around for a while that nobody noticed, and we've taken them under our wing and
That's really cool.
help them out. You know,
sure.
I mean, it's been a really, really cool thing. And we've gotten to like share stages with a whole bunch of really cool people.
And I think people really like sort of the honesty of it. It's just like two guys that, I mean, it's very,
very
elementally, it's very simple, and it is very raw. And it's, I mean, a lot of the stuff out there today isn't as raw and isn't as simple. You know, we pretty much kind of keep it simple, but filtered through our influences, which obviously there are many. So.
Can you describe it? Can you describe your live show?
Primal.
Chaos. I mean, it's never the same.
No.
It never sounds the same. The set list is never the same. The showmanship or things that people see me rolling around on the floor or standing on a chair all depends on how I'm feeling that night. You know?
Sure.
I mean, if I'm not feeling good, I'm not feeling good. But when I'm feeling, I get the spirit, I just kind of go with it. So. And I spent a lot of time in juke joints between here and Mississippi, so I learned a lot of the tricks of the trade playing with a lot of great musicians over my life, and Scrimmy the same with him. So we've probably collectively we've played in thousands of ballrooms across the nation. So
is it usually just the two of you live? Because I know there's been times when you've had additional people play with you. correct?
we kind of
Vicky Shiv from Boston plays fiddle with us from time to time.
Cool.
and members of Down. I mean, it's all very spontaneous. So like some of the bands that we really like will want to play a track with us, and we'll do like a track, and then we'll bring them out on stage. So it's very organic and very easy, and so for us it's at least for me I always get a real kick out of I'll be playing a solo and I'll kind of open my eyes and. There I'll be on stage in front of hundreds of people, and it's always really cool for me because I still feel like I'm like 6 years old, blowing hop, and
That's
just
awesome.
tap dancing and whatnot.
Yeah, and it sounds like literally no two shows are ever the same.
Never.
Never.
You never ever know what's going to happen anytime we show up in any place, whether it's in New York or Boston.
Right,
Sure.
and people
Yeah.
really like it. For some reason they really get behind that heartbeat of that bass drum. They really like that, and harmonica isn't an instrument that most people like. I never figured, to be honest, that it would go this far because
Really?
it's such an odd instrument, and there's only so much you can do with it. But I sort of kind of fit it into a place that I like, and that's, I guess, danceable would be the best word, I guess.
Well, can you break down what you guys do individually when it's just the two of you? What are you each doing on stage as far as what you're playing?
I'm mostly growling and playing harmonica and some singing, and Scrimmy's pretty much doing the hard part, which is playing the bass drum and the guitar. Sometimes it just becomes kind of, I know this is going to sound odd, it starts to kind of meld into like almost like a gospel deal, and he'll put the guitar down and just play the bass drum, and I'll sing and blow hop, or sometimes I'll just sing a cappella while he plays the bass drum.
Sure.
So, and like like we said, it's never the same. You never know when that feeling's going to hit,
Right.
and you're going to want to do that. If the crowd is with it and into it, then you go with it. If they're not, you just kind of keep it simple and try to keep people drinking and dancing.
Was it at all intimidating in the beginning doing this where, you know, you guys have obviously both been in other bands. Tim, you've been in, I mean, Scrimmy, you've been in 1,000 of them. Was it weird in the beginning to go out and not have a set list? And because, you know, usually, you know, you go on stage with the band, you have a set list, everyone knows exactly what they're going to do, everyone knows exactly what's going to happen. You know, it's almost formatted.
I mean, for me, I think it was a little weird. I don't know how Scrimmy feels about it, but at the point when we started the band, I didn't really care anymore. I
still don't care.
Yeah,
sure.
I just wanted.
I like it. I like it the way it is.
Yeah, I do too. And it's like, for me, it's really about a release, and it's really not about. I don't care if. I mean, I care if people like us, but you know what? I really don't. At the same time, it's really about me letting my demons take flight. Because, you know, if you're in this business long enough, you see a lot of really strange stuff, and a lot of, and it's not easy. It's never easy to be, you know, in some dirty, you know, hole, you know, after you worked all week in a factory, and you're trying to, like, you know, get behind that good time, and it's, you know, meanwhile you got bills to pay and mouths to feed, and, you know, you got to be the good time guy, and you know, it can be really difficult. So for me, Yankee Cockfight is all about that release, and I think people get that because they're, you know, in this state of the economy, everybody feels that, you know,
Right.
they just want to go out on Friday night and they want to let rip,
Right.
and, you know, I understand that because I've been there.
And what about the recording process? When you guys record, is any of that improvised like your live show is, or do you go in there with written songs, or how does that work?
It's the same thing as the live show. I mean, in a different setting. It's
Sure.
because our songs live are almost never the same.
Okay.
Because none of the songs, like, there's always kind of a structure to all the songs, but you never know when it's going to end or how it's going to end or when there's going to be like a breakdown in any of it. It just kind of happens. And that same thing happens in the studio. So, like, we try to not do a whole bunch of takes in the studio. We try and do, like, I think the most we ever did was 3.
Yeah,
Really?
because I'm a one take kind of guy. If I can't
I am
feel
too.
it,
I can't stand it.
I
If it
can't-
sucks, then move on.
Yeah,
Right,
So
right.
and the other thing is we both have spent time in studio, so we have a lot of ideas how we want things to sound sometimes too. We always talk about. I mean, me and Scrimmy are always constantly evolving the band in ways that we like, listening to records that we like, and trying to do things differently, whether it's through collaborations or just fleshing out our sound with different things, different keys, different changes.
Different instruments.
Right. It all depends because I'm a multi-instrumentalist, and so is Scrimmy. So we can, and because the group is so small and it's just the two of us, we can add many things to the mix. So I mean, if we had the money and the wherewithal, we could go to a studio and play around and make probably the record of our dreams if we wanted to, using all the tools that we've learned in 20 years of playing.
Right. Right.
So we always keep our eye to that, you know, what the next CD is going to be like and what we can add to make it better, while essentially being Yankee Cockfight as a duo, just the two of us.
Cool. Okay. Well, why don't we play another track from your new disc, and then when we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about that, specifically about 1978.
Excellent.
But why don't we play another track? What do you guys want to play?
This is the dance song.
All right.
Is this called The Dance Song?
The dance song.
dance
All right.
song.
For all the ladies out there.
Oh, nice. All right. This is The Dance Song from Yankee Cockfight here on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Matt Connerton from IPMNation.com. Sitting here with the guys from Yankee Cockfight, the Mighty Junior, and Scrimmy the Dirtbag. And I want to ask you guys about this new disc. Just came out in 1978. Where does the title come from?
It's when this band was born.
Yeah. We were both born in 1978.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That's it.
Nice and easy.
All right.
It's when things were nice and easy.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
How many tracks are on the disc?
9.
9. Okay, so it's basically a full length.
Yeah. It's
Pretty close. Too long for an EP. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I know a couple of the tunes are pretty long. So
Yeah.
Where did you guys record?
all over the place.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff on there.
Some stuff we did in like a legit studio, and then we did some tracks in a guy's basement recently, which was a trip.
Yeah,
Really?
There's some live stuff on there. There's some stuff we did some collaborations on it.
Yes, it's very eclectic.
Yeah.
It's definitely shows kind of really what goes on in our whole head. It's not so much just our set on disc. It's like everything that we kind of like and what we do, so.
So do you have guest stars on that? You mentioned collaborations. Are there?
Well, we have
other
like
people
one of
on
the
the
tracks. We have a band called Down to the Well backing us up on an old Hank Williams song, and
Lenny from the Caught Flies plays guitar on the dance song.
song.
And then we did a song with Meat Saw.
Yeah, called The
Really?
Depot.
The Depot.
Yeah.
And then there's like I do a solo. There's I think a solo song or two on there of just
Love
me
Vein.
blowing harmonica on an old song. And,
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just kind of. I mean, eclectic is really the only word I can use for it because it bings around all over the place a little bit.
Every song sounds totally different.
Yeah, so.
Are any of the tracks on the album songs where you guys went in and didn't necessarily have in mind what you were going to do, where it was one of those sort of spontaneous jams, or were they all kind of written?
Grafton County Blues.
Yeah,
Really?
we were just like messing around in the studio, and I wrote that song about, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago, and we kind of just messed around with it.
Really?
It's not the best track, but there's something about it that
It's
makes
like
it
2 a.m. after like a 12 pack, and
Yeah.
we were
Right,
like
right.
tired. And
Yeah, and it's just like an old blues, really, just an old, sad, late night blues song, pretty much.
Yeah, cool.
About the county we come from.
So now, when you go to play live, do you guys have a set list, or are you just kind of winging it?
We're pretty much just
whatever.
winging it.
we open up with the same song every show.
time.
Really? Yeah.
And that's just kind of a luck thing. It's like I'm weird about that kind of thing. Like every good show we've had, we've opened with that song, and so it's just kind of been the thing we do. It helps me to get kind of where I need to be.
Yeah.
In the music.
So when you guys play out, what kind of bands do you play with? Because again, this is such a unique project. And Scrimmy, you mentioned Till We Die.
Yeah.
You opened for them, which is a unique pairing.
We have played with so many bands now.
It's
Like,
of so many different
we
genres.
opened up for
too.
Nassau Chainsaw from New York.
Which
Really?
is like a shock band with people hanging from the rafters and
By, like,
like
hooks.
sawing tools and really. And then we've
played
done
with Joe Buck.
We played
Yeah.
with Joe Buck
Nice.
from Hank Three's band. We've played with hip hop groups. We've played with like death metal growl band. One great band that we both like is called Finisher, and they're like one of the loudest bands I've ever heard. And I think they're amazing. But we, and it's weird because it never seems like we're out of place. Like everybody always.
Backwards Payback was another one.
Yeah. Everybody's always really supportive of us, and you
That's
would
good.
think we're just a duo. But I mean, it's funny because every time we play, we both. I mean, you come to play with me, you better bring your A game because I'm going to do anything I can
Sure.
to make that show unbelievable. I'm going to pull out
work.
every juke joint trick that I've learned in 20 years of playing on the road. So, and I think a lot of the 4 or 5 piece bands see that and go, wow, look at that guy, he's really giving it. And that's just the way I am. I can't help it. I don't try to purposely cut heads. It's just when you're playing as long as I have and playing in some of the places that I have and playing in dangerous places, you got to do everything you can to win the audience. And so that's sort of how I do it, I guess.
So, Junior, tell us a little bit about your history, because I'm fascinated by that. You mentioned juke joints. Actually, for our listeners, too, if you can define what you mean by juke joint?
Juke house is just like a place on the edge of a field that serves illegal liquor. I mean, we have them in New Hampshire too. Sometimes they're known as biker clubs up here. Sometimes it's a juke house can be any kind of a bar. Really, I say juke house a lot, but it's really just a bar, I guess. I mean, the true definition would be a place on the edge of a cotton field where there's illegal liquor served and food, and the playing goes all night. There's no curfew. You can play till 5 a.m. and I spent some time in Mississippi, and that's probably why I know those things.
Yeah. You played in some dangerous places, you said?
I've played in some dangerous places. Me and Scream both have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the business. Most people don't realize that the bar business is a dangerous business. People's girlfriends and there's knife fights and I mean this. I have so many stories. It's not even funny. Yeah, there's almost too many. I need a whole other segment.
Yeah.
For that,
Have you guys run into anything like that since you started this project?
Not really.
Things have been pretty good. We both try to stay out of trouble. I mean, I got a wife and family, and I just try to, I don't even spit on the sidewalk, man. I just try to keep it nice and low key,
I hear you.
So we try to stay away from dangerous stuff. And now that we're doing more gigs and better gigs and more prestigious gigs, the danger factor is kind of, we're not so much playing ballrooms anymore where they serve food.
Right.
We're playing clubs, music clubs where they just have music. So for us, and at least me, that's a step in the right direction, because I've been playing clubs that serve food for as long as I can remember, and they're always, sometimes you're too loud or this or that.
Sometimes the music becomes second.
Yeah, it's hit or miss.
Sure. Sure. No, good for you guys. Good for you guys. How many shows do you guys play? Like, say in a month, typically.
I was going to say
we play every weekend. Usually twice a week, twice a weekend.
We'll be up to 100 by April. 100 shows.
Yeah.
Since we started 2 years old, we've probably played about 100 shows.
Do you guys go all over New England or
New York, any place?
Yeah,
we'll play any place.
In the Maine, we're starting to do really well in Boston right now.
We got a little bit of a following in Boston, so for us that's a big deal.
Lowell, Massachusetts is really good to us.
They really like us there for some
Maine,
reason.
We've been to a few times.
Yeah.
So just trying to get our name out there and just trying to keep it honest.
Yeah.
And play as hard as we can every time.
Yeah.
And bring in sort of a different kind of music out, because I think Scribby mentioned before, we don't sound like anybody else.
Exactly.
And we have so many different influences. I mean, we're both, not only are we musicians, but we're music fans. We like a lot of music, and I mean, for me, it runs the gamut from jazz, R&B to the Misfits and Danzig and metal. I really like all music and draw from all those streams.
Sure. What's the well, let me ask it this way. What's the most unique show you guys have done in terms of who you've opened for?
You want to answer this one?
Probably Nassau Chainsaw, man.
Really? Yeah.
That was something wild.
Yeah,
we did.
Sounds intense.
It was.
It was a show. It was all like these thrash metal bands all night, and we were right in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
And it was in Worcester.
Yeah.
And then there was this band from New York, and they had people hanging by like hooks in their backs.
It was like very visual. It was
it was really bizarre, and like the guy who ran the band was really screwed up.
It was just we drove all the way down there, and we didn't make any money, and it was like in this weird like warehouse district of Worcester. It was like it looked really
the ghetto. It was really
creepy. It was like creepy and I mean, we were glad to go home. We really were.
I'm trying to think of anything.
Well, the New York show where it was.
We played with like a pop singer.
Really?
That I couldn't even tell you what her name was.
I don't even know. Yeah.
In New York, and like it was really weird.
It was like so bizarro land. Like that was probably the most out of place.
We played with a death metal band in Lowell, Soul Remnants.
Oh God, yeah.
They were like Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
But then we played with like country bands and rockabilly bands.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, the only people
played
we
with a
haven't
hip hop band from Florida.
The only people we haven't really played with are other blues bands, and I'm kind of happy about that, because I guess I would be considered a blues player, but I'm really not. I play the harmonica like a guitar player would. I guess I'm more influenced by guitar tones and stuff like that. I like pre-war harmonica players, like guys from like the 20s and 30s who didn't use amplification, and Howlin' Wolf, who played like unreconstructed country blues harmonica, which is just a chug, which is all about the rhythm, which is, I think, what makes my style unique, because it's sort of an amalgam of all that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, why don't we play another track from the new disc, 1978? What do you guys want to play?
This is the Depot. This is the song that we recorded with Meat Saw.
Yeah, this is a song with Meat Saw.
There's another song about Bristol.
It goes out to Gravy.
This goes out to Gravy.
The lead singer of Meat Saw. We hope he likes it.
All right, nice. So this is the Depot from Yankee Cockfight with Meat Saw on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Matt from IPMNation.com. Sitting here with Scrimmy the Dirtbag and the Mighty Junior from Yankee Cockfight. So you guys have the new disc out, 1978.
Yep.
What do you guys have coming up? I know you play a lot of shows. It's probably hard to...
We've got some stuff in the works for the spring and the summer. We're going to be doing. I mean, we got some Boston stuff coming up. We might go out to Philadelphia, and we'll see what's going on. We got some bigger acts that we're going to be playing some shows with. This year.
They haven't been confirmed yet, but it's like in the works.
But we got some big stuff going on, and it'll be cool.
Good. Where let me ask you this: outside of New Hampshire, excluding the local area, do you have a favorite place to play? Is there a particular
Lowell, Massachusetts?
Really,
I love it there.
Yeah,
Boston's starting to be a lot of fun.
I really like playing in Boston.
Yeah.
I think people are. I think they're really weirded out by us. Maybe not weirded out is the word, but they're like excited about what we're doing.
That's really cool.
And it's like, wow, we've been waiting for something like this. So, it's just odd. I mean, I never thought.
Well, it's a college town.
Yeah,
and college kids want to hear something new.
Yeah, and I think there's so much like electronic music. Not to take away anything from that. I give props to any artist who does what he wants, but I just think people want something a little bit raw, a little bit primal, a little bit closer to home. Because I mean, to be honest with you, me and Scrimmy pretty much live what we sing. We don't BS, and we don't. We just, what you see is what you get with us, pretty much. We wear the same clothes to work that we wear to the gigs.
Right.
And, we come in a crappy car that doesn't work sometimes. And, I mean, we had a show in Boston last week, and I blew a tube in my amp, and there was nothing I could do.
Yeah.
I had to cut the set short, and that was that.
Yeah.
So.
Huh. A lot of hard work, but
worth
rewarding. Yeah, it's great that you guys are playing so much. That's really cool.
Yes,
especially after only having been around for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So, are any of your tracks available online, or is there somewhere we can go online to find out, keep up with what you guys are doing?
One of these days we'll update that old MySpace page.
But it's just
we got a Reverb Nation page, but neither of us know how to use it.
Yeah. We got 2 Facebook pages. We got a lot of stuff on YouTube if you want to see what we look like on stage. Some good, some not so good. But,
okay.
Hey, whatever.
What about for people who want to know what you guys have coming up? Is there anywhere they can go to?
The Facebook page is always up to date, up to the minute.
I try to update the MySpace page, but I don't think anybody's looking at it.
Yeah, MySpace is pretty much dying a slow, painful
and
death.
the tracks on that are so old that it doesn't even sound like us anymore. So it's just kind of like whatever.
Yeah. But the Facebook usually
always.
Yeah, we're both on it every day.
Yeah, every day.
Is it easy to find you guys on there?
Always just put in Yankee Cockfight.
Yeah, there's 2 different pages.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And usually the events come up with it. When you type it in, there'll be a whole list of stuff that's going on and where we're playing and stuff like that.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys for coming in. This has been really cool.
Man, anytime.
This has been really cool.
Yeah.
And I want to thank Tim once again from CentralNHEvents.com. If you need a DJ, he's the man to book for your event, whatever kind of event that might be, as long as there's nothing illegal going on there. I'm sure he draws a line somewhere.
As long as I get paid, I don't care.
Yeah, as long as he gets paid, he doesn't care.
Hell yeah.
That's the American way. And I want to remind everybody, coming up after Local Outbreak is Out of the Box with Amber Cool. And if you like what you heard tonight and you want to download this interview, you can do so at ipmnation.com/local outbreak. And guys, what do you want to play to wrap up the show?
We just did a song with this band that we've been playing a lot with called Down to the Well. They're from Manchester. They're fantastic.
Yeah, we're going to get them on here soon.
We did a Hank Williams song with those guys in the studio, and we'll play that.
Cool. Yeah. What's it called?
Lonesome Whistle.
Okay. All right. So Scrimmy the Dirtbag and the Mighty Junior, thanks for coming in.
No problem, man. See you around, yo.
Absolutely. And this is the Lonesome Whistle from Yankee Cockfight here on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet.
Tender style.
Planet's Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
The Planet's Local Outbreak is recorded weekly at the studios of 100.1 The Planet. It's engineered by Tim Martin of CentralNHEvents.com. Matt Connerton of IPMNation.com is the host of The Planet's Local Outbreak. The show is produced and edited by Annie Biello of 100.1 The Planet. For artist links and details about The Planet's Local Outbreak, log on to The Planet's Entertain Me page, WPNHFM.com. The Planet's Local Outbreak is available for download anytime online, IPMNation.com/local outbreak. The Planet's Local Outbreak is a product of 100.1 The Planet and Northeast Communications.